the Mystics were moving the 2 games that were coming to their town with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. They were moving them to Baltimore. I'm just going to point it out for all of you. This is Angel Reese's home stomping grounds, by the way. So moving to Baltimore.
It isn't just a venue change, it's a power move. The Washington Mystics relocating their Fever matchups to Baltimore, Angel Reese's hometown, adds even more fuel to the already intense Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese rivalry. Let's be real, it's a clear cash grab. Clark's star power guarantees packed arenas. But the bigger question is, why Baltimore instead of Capital One Arena in D.C., where major games were held last season? Did the Mystics just hand Reese a golden opportunity to shine in front of her home crowd? Or did they just crank up the pressure, setting her up for the biggest test of her career? Either way, this decision just took the rivalry to another level. Get ready. This WNBA season is about to be pure drama.
I'll say, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated venue change. Our regular season game on May the 28th. On September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlin Clark shine to be seen again?
Reese's fans are spiraling, and honestly, it's hilarious. Caitlin Clark isn't just stepping into Reese's backyard, she's taking it over. The Fever will play twice in Baltimore this season, and Reese's supporters are already in meltdown mode. But let's be real, this isn't about Reese. This is the Caitlin Clark effect in full force. The WNBA has never seen a player command this much attention, this fast. And when Clark rolls into Baltimore, expect sold-out crowds, skyrocketing ticket prices, and a whole lot of people pretending she's not the reason why.
Official release, straight from the NBA website, man. Indiana Fever 2025 road games at Mystics moved to Baltimore. So Angel, man, I mean, listen, y'all made a big deal 2 weeks ago about a Caitlin Clark billboard being put up in Chicago, the Windy City, the 3rd largest city in the country. Of course, they're going to have Caitlin Clark billboards. What are y'all going to do about this? Baltimore, be more careful. 2 games. Oh my God.
A front row seat to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. When she came to town, the arena was packed. The energy was electric and the atmosphere was different. But let's be real. Fans weren't there to watch Angel Reese brick jump shots and throw tantrums. They came for the real spectacle. Caitlin Clark putting on a show and proving why she's the biggest thing to happen to the WNBA in years. The league has been waiting for a player like Clark, someone who fills arenas and brings real excitement to the game. And no, that doesn't come from Reese's exaggerated celebrations after another forgettable performance.
Tension, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
Who have convinced themselves that Angel Reese is the future of the league are grasping at straws. Every time Caitlin Clark steps into their city, it's a harsh reality check. Reese's supporters have spent months pushing her as the next big thing. But here's the truth. You can't be the face of the league if the buzz disappears when you're not stirring controversy. The only time Reese makes headlines? When she's complaining, missing easy shots, or fueling social media debates. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is shattering records, packing arenas, and turning casual viewers into dedicated WNBA fans.
A very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership. from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that
are finally admitting what we all knew. Caitlin Clark is driving the WNBA's explosion. Before she arrived, the league struggled for attention. Now, sold-out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and teams scrambling to cash in. Let's be real. This isn't happening because Angel Reese grabs a double-double every now and then. It's happening because Caitlin Clark is a generational talent who makes every game a must-watch event.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was number one.
The idea that Angel Reese is on Caitlin Clark's level. But let's be real. Clark is drilling logo threes, dropping jaw-dropping dimes, and producing must-see moments every single night. Meanwhile, Reese brings energy, no doubt, but there's a big difference between being a high-effort player and being a true superstar. The WNBA is a business, and when it comes to selling tickets, jerseys, and driving TV ratings, the answer is crystal clear. Jay's not the player flexing after a routine free throw. It's the one changing the game.
Jeez. Man. Y'all were mad about that billboard a couple of weeks ago. The Reese's Pieces were. I mean, I just... This is going to annoy Angel. I know it is. And I know that they had to because the MCI Center, whatever, Verizon Center is under renovation. But still...
The Chicago Sky organization is in a tough spot too. They have to market Angel. Reese is their star, but every time Caitlin Clark comes to town, she owns the moment. The packed arenas, the skyrocketing jersey sales, the viral highlights. It's all Clark, all the time. Reese's supporters are scrambling to spin the narrative, insisting she's great for the culture. But let's be real, culture alone doesn't pay the bills. In the WNBA, star power drives business, and Clark is the one delivering the numbers.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years.
It matters. Viewership and revenue, and Caitlin Clark is driving both like no one else. WNBA teams see what she's doing for Indiana and are scrambling to get in on the action. This league has never been in the national spotlight like this before, and let's be real. It's not because Angel Reese is pulling down rebounds. Clark's presence elevates regular season games into primetime spectacles. She's turning casual fans into diehards, while Reese's supporters are left facing a harsh truth. Their favorite isn't the main attraction.
Like, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Let's talk about the excuses because, oh boy, there's always a new one when Angel Reese struggles. First, she's too young. Then she just needs more time. Now, it's that she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is getting triple teamed, hacked on every possession, and still putting up elite numbers. Funny how one player gets endless justifications, while the other simply lets her game do the talking night after night, proving why she's the biggest thing to happen to the WNBA in years.
The preseason game, Brazil versus the preseason game against the Brazilian national team, sold out in 36 minutes, 15,000 fans. There's tickets for that game, upwards of $4,500.
His fans are scrambling for answers, and honestly, it's entertaining to watch. They keep asking, why isn't Angel getting the same attention? Why aren't teams making special accommodations for her? The reality, she's not Caitlin. Clark is packing arenas in minutes, turning every road game into a must-see event. The Fever's ticket sales are through the roof, and opposing teams are literally upgrading venues just to meet demand. Meanwhile, Reese's supporters are left wondering why the same frenzy isn't happening for their favorite. The truth is simple. Star power isn't something you can force.
I mean, all over. I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy. But I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of Me Too. I mean, bro, everybody could get into this. Like, literally everybody could get into this game.
Angel Reese, the demand simply isn't there. We've already seen what happens when Caitlin Clark isn't in the picture. The buzz fades, the energy shifts, and the league doesn't feel the same. Reese's supporters keep waiting for her to be anointed as the face of the WNBA. But here's the reality. Superstardom isn't handed out, it's earned. Clark's impact is undeniable. She's driving ticket sales, breaking TV records, and making every game feel like an event. Meanwhile, Reese is making headlines, sure, but fans aren't rushing to buy tickets just to see her. Teams aren't scrambling to accommodate an overwhelming demand for her games, and that's the real difference. The gap between being a name in the conversation and being the reason everyone is watching.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not.
Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball talk. But back to this.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.